Bolsonaro's critics call him the Trump of the tropics. Some say he's a divisive figure who will take Brazil down a dangerous path. So how would Bolsonaro rule Brazil? His campaign rhetoric may not give all the answers, but provides enough indications of his likely policies. Let's begin with the economy. Bolsonaro inherits a struggling economy with a high unemployment rate. Many of his economic policies are straight out of the Trump rulebook. He promises a free market, privatization of loss-making government enterprises, and a more business-friendly approach. Bolsonaro has roped in University of Chicago-trained economist Paulo Guedes as his chief financial advisor. Investors are cheering the prospects of a liberal government and hope that Guedes will be able to influence Bolsonaro. The president-elect himself has tried to assure businesses by claiming that he listens to Guedes on matters of economy. His supporters for now have bought these promises.
I like Bolsonaro will be a next president because I don't want Brazil become like Cuba, become Venezuela.
His next big challenge is tackling crime. Homicides hit a record high of almost 65,000 in 2017. Crime is rampant and drug-related violence is at its peak. Bolsonaro's solution is a complete crackdown. Last year, Bolsonaro declared that a policeman who doesn't kill isn't a policeman. He has promised to give more powers to the police and security forces to carry out a zero-tolerance battle against criminals. He also wants to amend Brazil's gun laws to make it easier for Brazilians to arm themselves. The former army officer is branding himself as the outsider to the corrupt, rotten political system that needs an overhaul.
This association of a military figure to a man capable of confronting security issues and corruption that are perceived to be Brazil's biggest problems might explain Bolsonaro's prominence.
On environment, too, Bolsonaro follows a Trump-like approach, though he has backtracked from his earlier threat of withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement. But he has indicated that environmental protection isn't really his priority. He favors exploitation of Brazil's natural resources, especially in the ecologically sensitive Amazon basin, which is the world's largest rainforest. But implementation of these policies would require a lot of political maneuvering in Brazil's National Congress, a trait which Bolsonaro isn't really known for. The opposition is expected to do everything they can to block his radical agenda.
We are starting a movement of real opposition.
Despite 2 decades of experience as a lawmaker, his opponents still believe that he's a political novice. But Brazil has given its verdict. They're willing to give Bolsonaro a chance. Victor Ning, CGTN.